Hello, welcome back to Book Yaps with Ash. I'm Ash, and today we're going to be doing something hopefully fun that I've wanted to do for a bit. And so today I'm going to be popping a gummy, an edible, a little THC CBD variety, and then chatting about some bookish things. So I'm going to take a gummy, I'm going to wait a bit for that to kick in, and then I'm going to put some topics in a hat, basically. Some books, some authors, some just bookish things. And I'm going to pick a handful out of that hat and just yap about them. Hi. And we'll see what comes out of my mouth. It'll probably be interesting, to say the least. Going to pop one of these for anyone living in Ontario. You can probably get your hands on these. Pearls? Is it focusing? It's an iPhone, so I don't know if I can. Anyways. We got a CBG, CBD, THC 1:1:1 ratio, okay? And it's a red razzleberry. And I don't know about you, but razzleberry is my favorite fruit. So let's go. We're going to pop one. I'm going to go putter around, do some tidying, and wait for this bad boy to kick in. And then we'll get to the yapping. So let's go, baby! Okay, Ash, when you edit this, put the, beep, we'll be right back. Right before this, okay? Okay, I'm back, and I'm high now. And how do I know that for sure? Because I have dry mouth. Do you guys get dry mouth when you take a little gummy? I get it every time, so it's real. Wow, that's nice. Okay, what I have here are some things I wrote down. Topics, books, authors, whatever. Things I thought I might want to say something about once I had my gummy. And this is shout out Books Are Sick. Shout out Nick. He has a really good ad out right now for Hyundai Canada. Go check him out on Instagram. Anyways, I've got all my little dropped one. I got my topics in this hat. And I don't like the camera angle. Whoa! Is that better? Is that the same as it was before? No, I think it's a little different. It's different now. It's better. That's better. Okay. I have this with all my little topics. See? In the hat. Books Are Sick hat. And I'm just gonna, there's a bunch. I wrote a bunch of them just for variety. But I'm gonna pick 3. Probably no more than 3. Maybe 5. We'll see what I have to say. But I'm going to pick them and just talk. I'm going to talk. That's why you're here, right? Okay. Let's pick one topic. What is your favorite genre? Okay, cool. This is a fun question that I'm looking forward to answering because I have noticed over the past little bit, I've noticed a pattern of my favorite stories, okay? This doesn't just include books. It includes movies as well. It includes stories. My favorite genre of story is friendship, but it's even better if at least one of them is a little guy. You know what I mean? Okay, so here's some examples. Lilo and Stitch. One of them's a little guy, right? Okay. Wall-E. 2 kind of little guys. But Wall-E's definitely the little guy. What else? Project Hail Mary. 2 friends. One of them's a little guy. The House in the Cerulean Sea. Okay? Friends. And multiple of them are little guys. Okay? You see, I love friendship and that's not a genre, actually. None of this is a genre. But I've made up the genre of friends, but one of them's a little guy. That's the new genre, and that is my favorite, so now it's official. I feel like I have more examples. Phineas and Ferb, 2 little guys. Friendship. I thought there was more. Ratatouille. Okay. Well, here's the thing, though, right? I don't have... Oh, A Song for the Wild Bill. Okay, Moss Cap is kind of a little guy in a way, but they're friends. Anyways, I need more books that have that genre of like friendship. I love friendship as a, this is more of a trope than a genre, but again, I've made up my new one, so stick with me here. I like the trope of of friendship. I like the theme of friendship. And I need more books that have that, and like a happy light. Sad light's fine too. Like the Nightingale, they're sisters, but there's friendship there. Role Model by Rachel Reed is friends to lovers. Friendship. I like friends, I guess. But I also love little guys. I love a little guy character. I love when there's a little guy. Okay? So I hope that answers your question, me, of what is your favorite genre? Okay. Next little topic. The Midnight Library. And you know what? I'm glad you asked, because I actually made a whole video talking about this book, and I scratched it. I don't think it was good. I just don't think it was very good. So anyways, I'm going to talk about it now. Hi, because that will be better. So here's my story about the Midnight Library, okay? So one day in 2021, we went on a book box hunt, where we went to all the book boxes in the city, or a lot of them at least, and then we exchanged books for ones we found there. And we found The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Never had heard of it before. Never had really read anything like it before. I only had really read a lot of thrillers. That sounded like Trump. A lot of thrillers at that point. And I thought it was a great idea for a book. So we exchanged it and brought it home, and all of us read it, and all of us loved it, and thought it was like the best book of all time. And I bought it for someone for Christmas. I had other people in my life read it. I loved it. I always recommend that book. Then I found out a lot of people hate that book. And so I just reread it this year. I had already planned on it, but I thought I would read it and try and see it from the perspective of people that hate the book. Couldn't. I'm sorry. Couldn't see it. I think it's a great book. I think that it's a very good book if you are in your early 20s and you're comparing your life to other people's lives. Very good book for that. That was me. I also think it's a great story. I think that some people say, oh, it's too in your face. Well, Nora, the main character, needed that, okay? She needed that, so you had to be along for the ride. What else do people say about it? I don't know. Like, it's just predictable, I guess, but it's about the journey, not the ending, bro. So, I still like that book, and it holds a special place in my heart, and it forever will. So, screw the haters, and also be nicer to Matt Haig, because the haters almost made him quit writing, and I love his books. They're like a hug. Like a hug to me. So, stop hating on Matt Haig. If you want to hate on an author, here. I like The Midnight Library. In summary, good book. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. It's very cool. It's like magical fantasy. She does want to die, but does she still want to die by the end? Next theme. Question. Thought. Paper. Right now, what is your favorite book of all time? I'm really sorry, but it is Project Hail Mary. And I'm feeling actually kind of weird about that right now because everybody's talking about it, and I feel like it's almost already getting like over talked about, and it's making me not want to hear about it for a bit. But that has nothing to do with the book, okay? So I'm convincing myself of this right now. Remember what I just said a few minutes ago about a little guy? But also, I like I love that you're solving problems with Grace in his head. Like, with him. I said that. I think that's so cool. Like, the book is exciting for two reasons. The third, is Grace just figuring shit out. It's a mystery because you're like, why is he there? I don't know. You're getting his memories back with him, and you're doing science, but it's explained at a 6th grade level. So your little pea brain who doesn't get it could understand, and then you feel smart as shit. That's reason number 1. Number 2, Paddington. Back to my list of little guys in friendship. Paddington. Rocky is just the best. Little guy. Friends. And the audiobook is really good. It's great. I feel like that's going to be a comfort book for me of like, you ever pop on like a comfort audiobook when you're sick? I do it when I have migraines sometimes, when my eyes hurt, but I know I might fall asleep. I pop on a book that I've read already and like a lot. House in the Cerulean Sea, that's one. Project Hail Mary is about to be one too. So that's my favorite book of all time, as of right now. That answer could change. I don't think it'll change for a while. But you never know. The next book you read could be your favorite book of all time. Could be ass. You won't know till you open the page. Book. You open the book. Just start, That's the hardest part. Of anything is starting. We're gonna. That was 3 questions. I'm gonna do some more. Maybe at least one more because I want to. And I've only been yapping for like 12 minutes. It's pretty efficient. How long do you want to watch me do this? Probably for 0 minutes. Okay. This says, ooh, the worst book you've ever read. This is, okay, I wrote the question. So, Ash, this feedback's for you. That's a hard question because you've read a lot of books. Like, you've been reading since you were a kid. So, like, there's books in high school. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you right now is because I remember, okay, I'm going to stop talking to me. That's weird. I remember being in high school and reading this book that, I know it got turned into a movie with, like, Chloe Grace Moretz. Is that her name? I don't know. And it was like a thriller, but I thought it was so stupid that I made a Snapchat of me throwing it out my window on the 2nd floor because I was like, this is the dumbest book I've ever read. So at that point, that book, I don't know what book it was the worst book I've ever read. At this point, well, okay, so there's books that I haven't finished, which I don't feel like is fair to say worst book you ever read because you didn't finish it, so you don't know if it got better. Like, I'm thinking, like, I didn't like The Exorcist. I thought that book was stupid. Really dumb. Sorry if you liked it. Maybe it's just me. But I was like, this isn't scary. This is just cringy. But I didn't finish it. So I don't know how the story ends. Maybe it got better. I don't know. Probably not. That one. I feel like, I don't know. Worst book. Because there's books I didn't like, but does that mean worst? Probably. Because I just think sometimes they're not for me. Doesn't mean they're a bad book. Okay, wait, nope, it's Rejection. It's Rejection. Yeah. Holy shit, guys, almost forgot about that book I just freaking read. I blocked it out because it was traumatic. Rejection. You might go to a much, much, much more famous booktuber. I'm not a famous booktuber. This one is. Jack Edwards. He said this book was his favorite book of last year. And that's what I mean when I say some books just aren't for me. But with this book, I'm like, dude, this book, I think it was supposed to be funny. It wasn't funny for me, though. And that's why I don't think I liked it. I think maybe if I read it, knowing it was supposed to be funny, maybe that would have been different. But to me, it just was sad. It was sad. And it was disgusting. Like, come on, guys. The email, you know what I'm talking about. The email was nuts. And I read all that. And then I got bored. It's crazy to experience all that with one book. First, I was intrigued, and I hated the first character. Then I was like, I'm annoyed. I hated the second character. You're not supposed to like them, and that's fine. And then I get to the email chapter, and that was just insane. I read some of that to Beth, and she just sat there cackling, laughing. And I finished that chapter, and then the next chapter was just boring. It was like, when? That's the worst book I ever read. If you like that book, I'm like stoked for you, dude. I'm like so excited that you read a book that you liked. I'm over the moon that you liked it. Truly. I just didn't. Let's do one more question. Worst trope. Now, I feel like I only really... No, this isn't true. That's not true. I'm going to take it back. Here's the worst trope. The one that I dislike the most. You ready? Miscommunication. Hate it. And actually, I feel like there are words. I think it actually has its place, and I am often really hard on the characters, and probably should think about how I would react in these situations of miscommunication. But as the person reading it, and often knowing what is going through both characters' heads, I'm like, oh my God, guys, just talk. Just have a conversation and say what you feel. And that's not fair of me to say, because do I always say what I feel? No. Probably not. Definitely not. And neither do you. And that's why it's written like that, because books are about the human condition. But in my brain, when I'm reading it and I have all the answers and information, I'm like, dudes, just chatter out, you know. Sometimes it's still too much, and I don't want to read the trope, especially in romance books. And actually, I'm going to piggyback off that, I feel like I'm getting more high now. Piggyback off that thought. And, I want to have a nap. The trope I also hate specifically in romance books is the third act breakup, which is, I don't even know if you can consider that a trope. Maybe that's a structural storytelling element. But especially if a book is a miscommunication trope and a third act breakup, I'm like, oh my God, stupid. And the reason I hate the third act breakup is because it always happens. It's like in almost every romance book, and I'm just expecting it, and then you like know they're gonna get back together. And I don't know, I don't think every romantic relationship or any relationship storyline needs a breakup as the conflict. Like, there always has to be a conflict in a story in order for it to be interesting and engaging. There has to be a problem to solve. Otherwise, we're just talking like this video. And so, in romance, there has to end up being a problem. And usually it's them, like, breaking up or, like, splitting up or their situationship ending or whatever. And then by the end, they get back together. And there was one book that I read that didn't have this trope. It was Mistakes Were Made. There was a conflict at the end that was, like, the rising action of the story. But it wasn't a breakup between the characters. It was something else related to their relationship. And so I think let's just try to find a difficult thing that our characters need to overcome, but it doesn't mean it has to be a breakup. And also, back to the original question, miscommunication tropes. I don't like them that much. But I'm trying to have more of an open mind because, like I said, I know that's just how humans be. So, okay, well, I think I'm done with the questions for now because I've got to get up. I've got to stop talking to myself in this empty home. It's making me feel a bit weird and anxious. So I'm going to get up and putter around. I think I'm going to put on Justin Bieber and putter around and tidy up and remain high for the next little while. So thanks for watching Book Yaps with Ash. If you thought this was an ass video and I shouldn't make another one like this, you can tell me. I'd like to know. It's okay. I won't be upset. If you liked it, for whatever reason, I have all these prompts that didn't get used. Why did I make so many? So it would be random. But I can keep them and do another one of these one time. So that's that. I just got chills. Let me know if you liked it. If you didn't, that's cool too. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you're not subscribed, please. And you could also follow me on Instagram at @AshLariza for little silly reels, but they're also here on YouTube Shorts. So you could just not do that, and that's also fine. And have a good day. This has been Book Yaps with Ash, and I've been Ash, and Paddington's up there, and he's a little guy.